I'm sure most of us have heard the phrase God's will at some point. While it is easy identifying God's will in some situations, such as when we've been wronged, since we know God desires us to forgive those who ought against us, other situations prove challenging identifying His will. For instance, we may not know exactly whom to marry, or whether or not to quit a job, or which business to venture, or, like currently, which war-torn country to support. We may be quick to say Israelites are God's chosen people or tribe, and so we ought to automatically support them. But then again, isn't it the same God who created Palestinians? Doesn't God tell us we are like a lit candle set on a hill and so should shine for everyone to see? Didn't Jesus die for all of us, not just Israelites? Is killing Palestinians and supporting their killers pleasing in God's eyes? Has God gone back to being the murderous God in the Old Testament that had everyone that stood in Israelites' way killed? If so, does it mean the era of grace and forgiveness is over and now God is on judgment seat? These and many other scenarios in life demonstrate how ambiguous or unclear it can be sometimes when determining what really God wills for us. So how exactly do we know His will? First, we need to understand that Jesus and the Holy Spirit and God lives in us. Jesus said in John 14:11, "Believe me that I'm in my Father and my Father in me." And in verse 23, "If you love me, you'll keep my words, and my Father and I will come live in you." We already know that the Holy Spirit lives in us as He's the promised seal that confirms our salvation in Ephesians 1:13. So, the three-in-one God dwells in us, and He will let us know His will in every situation if we only but listen. Not with our bodily ears, though some claim they have heard God's voice audibly, but our inner intuition. Why do you think you never feel peaceful and calm every time you have unresolved issues? You will never hear anyone say, "I'm so peaceful since I refused to forgive them and kept the grudge all this time." Or, "I've been so peaceful since I refused to help someone that really needed my help, yet I was in a position to offer it." Rather, we are always restless, guilty, and repeatedly running the thoughts of that event over and over in our mind. And even if we forget and assume we have peace, every now and then the events are replayed and negative emotions replayed all over again for some time. Such restlessness confirms that whatever decision you settled on was not aligned to God's will. He dwells in you and spoke to you what to do but ignored. So the obvious outcome is restlessness. "Come unto me, all you who labor, and I'll give you rest. Take my yoke, for it's easy and my burden is light." God's will lie in His word. If the decision you make doesn't bring you peace, rest, and calmness, then you need to listen and know in your core what His perfect will is. For example, God states clearly in Ezekiel 18:23 that He takes no pleasure when unbelievers or wicked people die. Rather, as in verse 27, "When they turn from sin and live right, then they shall surely live." This verse here demonstrates why we should not take pleasure supporting the killing of Palestinians. Why? Because if dead, how then will they come to believe in Jesus? That's a lost soul for eternity. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. That's Matthew 5:9. So there you have your answer. It's not about Israelis or Palestinians, it's about people with souls. Same should be applied in other aspects of life. The right answer to every dilemma lies within you. God will speak to you. Listen and your intuition will guide you. And provided the intuition suggestion aligns with God's words, then it is right. And its rightness will be confirmed by an unforced state of peace and rest upon execution. That's all for today. Hope you've been encouraged. If so, give us a like and comment your views in the comment section below. Remember to share love and hope wherever you go and wherever you can, as the world needs that now more than ever. If not yet subscribed, kindly do, and I promise you'll love it here, as we're all about spreading hope and love in a despaired world. Thank you for watching and look out for our next video. Blessings to you always.